Ancient Greece, a time of profound intellectual awakening, gifted the world with brilliant minds like Socrates, Aristotle, and of course Plato. Born in Athens around 428 BC, Plato's life unfolded during a period of great political and social change. Witnessing the Peloponnesian War and its tumultuous aftermath deeply shaped his worldview. Unlike many philosophers, Plato wasn't confined to the ivory tower of abstract thought. He actively engaged with the political landscape of his time, albeit with mixed results. His attempt to guide the ruler of Syracuse towards a more philosophical style of governance proved unsuccessful. Despite the setbacks, Plato's true calling lay in philosophy. He founded the Academy, an institution that would become a beacon of learning in the ancient world. Think of it as the intellectual powerhouse of its time. It was here that Plato honed his own philosophical ideas. Plato's philosophy is deeply rooted in the teachings of his mentor, Socrates. From this foundation, Plato built a comprehensive philosophical system that explored ethics, politics, metaphysics, and the very nature of reality itself. At the heart of Plato's philosophy lies a profound concept, the theory of forms. Imagine stepping out of a cave, blinking at the sunlight after a lifetime spent in darkness. Plato argued that for every concept we know, like justice, beauty, or even a simple circle, there exists a perfect, eternal, and unchanging form in a separate realm. These forms are not physical objects, they are abstract, pure essences. Think of them as blueprints or ideal archetypes. They represent the true nature of things, while the objects and experiences in our world are merely imperfect copies. Take, for example, the concept of a circle. You can draw a circle on paper, but it will never be truly perfect. This is because the circle you drew is just a physical representation. It's an imperfect copy of the true form of a circle. This perfect circle exists in the realm of forms, untouched by the limitations of the physical world. Plato believed that our souls have an innate connection to this realm of forms. To grasp the essence of Plato's theory of forms, let's dive deeper into the example of the circle. Imagine a child learning about shapes. They see circular objects like balls, coins, and cookies. They start to grasp the idea of circularity. Now imagine showing this child a perfectly drawn circle. They might say, "That's the roundest thing I've ever seen." And they would be right in a way. The perfectly drawn circle is closer to the true form of a circle than any physical object. But even this perfect circle is just a representation, a shadow cast by the true form. The form of a circle is not something you can touch or see. It's an abstract concept that exists only in the realm of forms. This idea extends to all things. The chair you're sitting on is an imperfect representation of the form of a chair. The courageous act you witnessed yesterday, a pale reflection of the form of courage. Everything in our world, according to Plato, participates in these forms. They strive to embody their perfect essence, but are limited by the constraints of the physical realm. To illustrate the theory of forms and its implications for human understanding, Plato presented one of the most enduring metaphors in philosophical history, the allegory of the cave. Picture a group of prisoners who have lived their entire lives chained inside a cave facing a blank wall. They've never seen the outside world, only shadows projected on the wall by objects passing in front of a fire behind them. These shadows, flickering images of people, animals, and objects, make up the prisoners' entire reality. They give them names, interpret their movements, and believe these shadows to be the true forms of the things they represent. Now, imagine one prisoner breaking free from his chains. He stumbles out of the cave, blinded by the sunlight. He sees the world outside for the first time, the sun, the sky, the real objects that cast the shadows. He is overwhelmed by the brilliance and the truth of this new reality. The escaped prisoner returns to the cave to share his discovery, but he struggles to describe the world he's seen. The allegory of the cave, with its vivid imagery, is more than just a story. It's a powerful metaphor for the human condition and our quest for knowledge. The cave represents the limitations of our senses and the material world. The shadows are the illusions we often mistake for reality. The escaped prisoner symbolizes the philosopher, the individual who seeks truth beyond the confines of everyday experience. The sun represents the form of the good, the ultimate source of knowledge and enlightenment in Plato's philosophy. The prisoner's journey out of the cave and his struggle to convince the others highlight the challenges of seeking truth. It suggests that true knowledge requires a willingness to question our assumptions and embrace new perspectives. The allegory of the cave reminds us that the world we experience with our senses is not the whole story. There's a deeper, more fundamental reality beyond the shadows. In Plato's hierarchy of forms, one stands supreme, the form of the good. This is not good in a purely moral sense, like kindness or honesty. It's more akin to the ultimate source of truth, beauty and knowledge. It's the sun that illuminates all other forms, giving them their meaning and essence. Imagine a master craftsman creating a beautiful piece of furniture. He has a vision, a concept in his mind that guides his every action. This vision, this guiding principle, is analogous to the form of the good in Plato's philosophy. The form of the good is the source of all that is good, true, and beautiful in the world. It's the ultimate object of knowledge, the goal towards which all philosophical inquiry should strive. Plato believed that by understanding the form of the good, we could gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Reaching the form of the good is not easy, but the rewards are immeasurable, leading to a life of wisdom, virtue, and fulfillment. Plato didn't confine his philosophical explorations to abstract realms. He believed that the form of the good had profound implications for how we live and organize our societies. Just as the form of the good illuminates all other forms, it should also guide our actions and shape our social structures. In his seminal work, The Republic, Plato outlined his vision of an ideal society, one governed by reason and justice. He argued that individuals should be educated to cultivate their rational faculties and to strive towards the form of the good. This ideal society, according to Plato, would be ruled by philosopher kings, individuals who had dedicated their lives to the pursuit of wisdom and knowledge. These rulers would possess a deep understanding of the form of the good, allowing them to govern with justice and fairness. While Plato's vision of an ideal society might seem utopian, it highlights the importance he placed on aligning our actions with higher principles. Plato's philosophy, particularly his theory of forms and the allegory of the cave, has left an indelible mark on Western thought. His ideas have resonated through the centuries, influencing philosophers, theologians, artists, and thinkers across various disciplines. The concept of idealism, the belief in a higher realm of perfect forms, found a home in various philosophical and religious traditions. Neoplatonism, a philosophical school that emerged in the 3rd century AD, built upon Plato's ideas, emphasizing the mystical and spiritual aspects of his philosophy. Early Christian theologians found resonance in Plato's distinction between the realm of forms and the world of appearances. The concept of a heavenly realm, often depicted as a place of perfect forms and divine light, echoes Plato's vision. Even today, Plato's ideas continue to spark debate and inspire new interpretations. In our modern, often technology-driven world, it's tempting to dismiss idealism as an outdated concept. After all, we live in an age of scientific advancement and empirical observation. However, Plato's idealism, while rooted in ancient Greek thought, still holds relevance today. It reminds us that there's more to reality than what we can see and touch. It encourages us to look beyond the surface, to question our assumptions, and to seek deeper meaning. The allegory of the cave, with its message of breaking free from illusions and seeking enlightenment, resonates powerfully in an era saturated with information and misinformation. It challenges us to be critical thinkers and to strive for a more nuanced understanding of the world. Moreover, Plato's emphasis on the form of the good provides a timeless ethical framework. Plato's philosophy, though rooted in ancient Greece, continues to resonate across time and cultures. His theory of forms, the allegory of the cave, and the concept of the form of the good provide a framework for understanding the world and our place within it. While the world has changed dramatically since Plato's time, the fundamental questions he grappled with remain as relevant as ever. Plato's legacy lies not in providing definitive answers, but in inspiring us to ask these questions and engage in philosophical inquiry. His philosophy stands as a testament to the enduring power of ideas and the timeless human quest for truth, beauty, and meaning.